Morning. Here we are. Sunday, September 3rd, 2023. I'm Larissa. It's my video diary. So, I drank my skull. I'm having my coffee. I have my tea in a skull. Oh, Labor Day weekend. I'm closed Sunday, Monday. People are like, you gonna be around? I'm like, no. I'm closed Sunday and Monday. The last couple times that I was open on federal holiday, there was like nobody around. So, Omar and I are gonna, have a little time together, right? Having coffee and cream puffs from Can Bakery. So there's this Persian bakery down the street from me, from my store, called Can Some of their cookies, they put this red jelly in it. It's got red food dot color in it, and I can't have it. It makes my face itch. But they're the best cream puffs. Fat girl loves cream puffs, right? I don't eat them all the time. Actually, I very rarely eat dessert. No, I'm kind of a salty kind of gal. So yesterday, I had these two crazy bitches come in to the gallery. Bible thumping women haters, Oh, the babies. Anti-choice bitches, right? Oh my god. So they're looking at my creepy baby jacket, right? They're like, oh, because like babies on a cross. And I'm like, oh yeah, turn it around. You gotta see the coat hanger clasps, guys, because nobody cares about the women or the babies, either one. They're like, oh, we care about the babies. I'm like, oh, okay. I care about the women too. We went back and forth, and the woman, she's like, oh, 90%. She's like, I'm a counselor. 90% of women who have abortions regret it, and they need counseling. It's going to come out somewhere. I'm like, you know all of the women who have had abortions? You know all of them? All of them? And even if 90%, 10% don't feel bad, right? So I'm like, what about the women who are going to die from ectopic? That's such a small number. I'm like, oh, you'd rather see me die. I mean, go tell the families of those women who die from ectopic pregnancies when they're denied life-saving care. Oh, the babies. I'm like, it's not a baby until it comes out. And she's like, I felt really bad. I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, it's really disappointing and unfortunate that you feel the need to project your personal position, your personal feelings onto other people. Just because somebody else doesn't feel the same way as you doesn't mean that they're sick and need counseling until they feel the same way as you. What it sounded to me like, she was a slut who felt guilty about having an abortion. She was one of the sluts. She was one of the sluts and then found Jesus. Oh, I'm not a slut no more. I'm not a slut no more. She had this big fat cow with her. This big old fupa mother's apron hanging down to nearly her knees. It says, wearing this t-shirt, says, I love Texas, y'all. I'm like, well, go back to Texas. Why don't you fucking move, fat cow? Go live with the other cows in Texas. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then, and I was very polite. I didn't say anything rude to her. I told her, I said, I work with, I said, violence can be genetically, there's predisposition for violence. There's genetic predisposition. So it can be predicted. She's like, oh, but there's nurture. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And I said, I work with violent offending youth, young women. I said, some of them gave birth in prison. I said, all of them were trafficked. And I told her, I said, and I didn't get paid to do that work. I paid to do that work. And she was all like, I'm like, bitch, you don't have a leg with me. You don't have a leg. And then I said, what about the military? How do you feel about the military? She's like, oh, we're military families. My husband. I'm like, oh, well, there you go. Walking around with your guns, killing other people's babies in other countries. And she was all like, I said, I'm not anti-military. I said, my grandfather had a Bronze Star. And they're like, And so then they turn, and as this bitch turns, she's standing underneath the crucifix, hanging over my door, and says, well, I wish your mother felt the same way you did. And I said, me too. I'd love for all women to desire autonomy over their own bodies. But that's not what she was saying. She was saying that she wished that my mother had aborted me. Like, how Christian. That, and those women, those people are the kind of people who commit hate crimes against people like me, right? They're the ones who do violent things. They're the ones who break windows and throw Molotov cocktails and shit like that. That's who those women are, right? It's amazing. It's amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. Absolutely incredible. How hateful. It was arrogant. She's like, oh, you'll see someday. I said, oh, thank you for your condescension. Your arrogance at believing that you know the mind of God. Oh. Tell me more, Sister Christian. Tell me more about how God hears your prayers over mine or anybody else's. Tell me more. Tell me more about how you know everything about God. Tell me more. Your little voices. Does a little voice tell you? I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I don't believe in those bitches. The anti-choice women from the churches are the most arrogant, the most willfully ignorant, the most codependent, the most meddling, the most condescending. Yeah, they're the most destructive. They are. They truly, truly are. Cream puffs and coffee. Yeah. All right. Everything else that's in this box is Omar's. Because it's covered in that syrup. That syrupy syrup. It's too sweet for me. But these cream puffs. These cream puffs are really good. Yeah. Yeah, so there's like all these videos of China being flooded and all these other places that are flooded right now, right? Devastation down in Vegas. Wash that filth away. God is washing the filth out of Vegas. Trying to, at least, right? After my experience down there, last time we were down there, good fucking riddance. Wash all that garbage out of there. All those trashy shows and all that organized crime and all that shit down there. All that thievery and drugs. Wash it all out. Praise Jesus. Wash them all away. Yeah. Bring peace back to the desert. Yeah. What's that song? I love that. There was a song that I used to really, really love in church. Peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Right? Yeah. Wash the filth away. Feel the same way about Florida. Wash the filth away. Yeah. And I'm not saying that I don't have compassion for people who have lost their homes. I do. I do. I just also see divine justice in natural disaster, right? True natural disaster. I don't believe that Maui was a true natural disaster. I think that was a manufactured disaster. So I have extra compassion for people who've lost their homes down there, but the way that the media has been treating it and everything, there's so much down there that they, so much. There's so many unanswered questions down there in Maui. I really, it's like I really want to know, like, How many cannabis farms burned, right? How many homeless people had been sent there? Because there were news stories that from Southern California, they've been giving tickets, free tickets to homeless people to Maui in months leading up to the fire, right? How many homeless people were given tickets? How many? How many? And how many were settled there in Lahaina? And I'm not saying that there isn't a problem with homeless encampments, because there is, and they're meth-ridden and heroin-ridden, and they steal and they leave human waste everywhere. But those are human lives too, right? Those are human lives. And so what happens when you just round people up? What do you call it when you round people up and burn them? Extermination? Holocaust? Is that what you call that? Yeah. 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 I'm doing this dog calendar, right? And I'm doing it because I genuinely love dogs. And there's all these dogs. And I'm friends with all these dogs. I know these dogs. These dogs know me. They Mommies and daddies like, even when you're not here, it sits in front of your door and waits to see if you're here. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's because it's because we have a relationship, talking to the dogs. And so I've got all these really great portraits of all these furry little beings. They're so cute. They're so cute. Yeah. And I started arranging them. So the deadline is October. So we still have one more month this month for people to get the last few dogs in who I haven't gotten pictures of yet. Yeah. But it's going to look really nice. It's going to be super cute. I can't wait. It is. It's going to be really, really nice. There's 2 dogs that I photographed, and I could have sworn I had their photos in the little folders for the, but they weren't there, so I have to go back through my photos and make sure I get those last 2 dogs. Those last 2 dogs that were missing out of my folders. Yeah. Yeah. I got some new nail polish colors. So for the fall, I have some new nail polish colors, although they're not really new. 2 of them I've had before. 2 of them I've had before. And then the other 2 are just a little bit different than the ones that I've been wearing. So I got one that's called Silk Pajamas. And I had one before, it was called Silk Slip. And it's just kind of like a nude, peachy color. And then I got one that's kind of like, it's red, but it's metallic. And it's kind of got a holographic sheen on it. It's called Masquerade. And then I got one that's called Black Diamond. And so it's black, like I normally wear black. But it has a little bit of a sparkle in it, right? There's another one. What was the other one I got? Oh, there's one that hasn't come yet. There's one that hasn't come yet. It's kind of a brown color, coffee color. Yeah. Yeah. Some new nail polishes for the fall, and of course a new bottle of top coat. Yeah. The Vinylux. The Vinylux. The Vinylux lasts as long as gel polish does, but you can take it off like regular nail polish, so if it chips or scratches or whatever, and it doesn't air dry. It dries by UV, it dries by sunlight, so it dries in half the time or less than what regular nail polish dries. So if you have a UV light, you can use a UV light like the gel to dry it faster, but you don't need that. You can just, it dries faster or just underneath regular light, sunlight, whatever. Yeah, it's a nice product. It's more expensive than regular polishes, but it's good. It's worth it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I only ever get a couple colors, like I said. Yeah. And I've been working on putting together the next issue of the quarterly, because that will need to go to print November 1st. or just after November 1st. Yeah. Yeah, if I want to get stuff printed in time, right, to come out January 1st. Yeah, I'm looking for a couple musicians for my New Year's Eve thing. Yeah. It'll be good times. If anybody decides to show up. Yeah. People just want me to give away everything I do. Right, they don't want to pay me. Oh, you're having an event? I don't want to pay you. Oh, okay. Yeah. People are cheap. Cheap, cheap. Cheap, cheap. Yeah. Anyway, Omar said he's tired. Take a fucking rest, dude. Take a rest. There's stuff around here that needs done, but, you know. You throwing a ball? For the dingus kerplingus. Brody, I took out. So I'm making him his special dog food for Labor Day. And we're going to barbecue and stuff. And then I have this bean salad that I made the other day that, you know, it needs to either be eaten or pitched. And so I'm going to give it to the chickens. It's beans and onions and corn. Corn cut off the cob, right? So I go up there to give it to the chickens. Fluffernutter, that big jerk of a rooster, his feet are enormous. Oh my God, his feet are terrifying. The chickens have big talons. At least that chicken does. Oh my God. And he chased me out of the garden. There's all kinds of work up there that needs to be done. I can't do it. I can't do it because he chased me out. Big nasty bird. Oh, so Omar said he'll take. Then I take Brody up there. I take Brody up there with me to like keep Fluffernutter away from me. And he's like, no, Fluffernutter can do whatever the hell he wants. I'm like, what kind of dog are you, dude? So Omar's gonna have to take the bean and corn salad up to the chickens for their Labor Day treat. You know, because they work hard, laying eggs. Fluffernutter, I don't know what the hell he does. He keeps the hawk away, I guess. He's an asshole. He's a cock. Yeah, I said to Brody, if I see where your allegiance lies. I see where your allegiance lies, dude. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking about the creepy baby jewelry. So I made a bunch of creepy baby jewelry. And I made some nifty packaging for it for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Solstice, right? I'm going to make a couple other pieces. And so I've been thinking about that. I'm going to do a couple kind of elaborate pieces that are going to be pretty cool. Yeah. So I ordered some materials for that. Yeah. Anyway, so tonight, we're not barbecuing tonight. We're going to barbecue tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to make fried okra and fried mushrooms. Yeah. I'm going to dredge them, dip them in egg wash, and then I'm going to roll them in a combination of masa flour, mung bean starch, and chickpea flour, and some garlic and salt and stuff. Roll them around in that, and I'll deep fry them. And then, I was going to save the collard greens for tomorrow, but then do maybe red beans and rice, although I think all the red beans I have right now are dried, and I didn't soak them last night, so maybe we'll do black beans and rice. Black beans and rice. Yeah. And tomorrow we're going to do corn on the cob on the grill, and collard greens, and then baked burger for me, and sausages for Omar. Yep. That's going to be our Labor Day celebration of labor, of people who labor. It's funny because, like, all those restaurants, like, when did those people get a day off? They should shut down all those restaurants on Labor Day. Yeah, give those people a day off. They should close those restaurants to outsiders and just make food for each other. That's what they should do on Labor Day. If I had a restaurant, that's what I would do. I'd have a staff party on Labor Day. Close the restaurant. and have a big old staff party. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah. I don't know. I've often thought it'd be fun, that I'd like to have a restaurant. I could do it. And particularly since, I don't have kids, so like, I don't have kids I have to take care of, so, I could do it. Yeah, I think I could. I think I could. Mm-hmm. But I have my gallery. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Anyway, happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Hope you get to have a day off. Hope you get to drink some booze and put your feet up. Smoke a joint if you want. Smoke a cigar if you want. Whatever. Listen to some music. Hang out with your dog. Barbecue. Yeah. Take a nice hot shower. I just got to take care of some laundry around here and sweep the floor. And make some good food for my husband, who works like a fucking dog.